வைஃபைல கனெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டீங்களா மேம்?
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning, ma.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, good morning. You can start once madam joins.
Krithika, ma'am, good morning. Ma'am has also joined.
Video?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, good morning. All ready. You tell me when we can start, we'll start.
Okay, ma'am. We will start now, ma'am.
Just a minute.
The secret to getting ahead is getting started. A very warm good morning to one and all present here. Thank you for joining with us. Let's start the program without any further delay. I request all the participants to stay active throughout the session.
Every morning as a new beginning, a new hope, and a new blessing. A very warm good morning to one and all present here. I, Rabiatul Bashira, our Student Secretary.
And I, Nandini R., Association Secretary of Clinical Nutrition and Dietetics Department.
We great honor to welcome today's event, a novel Nutri Blakes, an exciting live demo with Culinary Genius, which is organized by the Department of Clinical Nutrition and Dietetics along with Institution Innovation Council, SDNP Vaishnav College for Women.
Every endeavor becomes successful with only God's blessing. So here is our prayer song to invoke the divine blessings for all.
Satyavritam Satyaparam Trisatyam Satyasya yonim nihitam cha satye Satyasya satyam Krita satyanetram Satyatmakam Tvam sharanam Prapannaha Vani gunanukatane Shravanau katayam Hastau cha karmasu Manastava padayonaha Smrityam shirastava Nivasa jagat praname Trishni sada Darshane subhavantanora Namo Bhagavate Tasmai Krishnaya Buddha Karmane Rupanama Vibedena Rupanama Vibedena Jagat Kridati Yoy शान्तिः
I would now welcome Ms. Nandini R, Associate Secretary from third year Clinical Nutrition and Dietetics to press the welcome address.
Revered management of SDNB Vaishnav College for Women, respected Principal Ma'am, Dr. R. Geeta, Vice Principal Ma'am, Dr. S. Sita Lakshmi, our distinguished guest, Krithika Radhakrishnan Ma'am, Head in Charge, Department of Clinical Nutrition and Dietetics, teachers, and my fellow students. Good morning to one and all present here. First of all, I thank each and everyone who are here with us for your valuable presence. It makes us very happy. As you all are aware, we are here for the program on novel Nutri bakes, an exciting live demo with a culinary genius, Mrs. Krithika Radhakrishnan. It's my pleasure to extend a cheerful welcome to you all on behalf of the institution, SDNB Vaishnav College for Women, Department of Clinical Nutrition and Dietetics. I heartily welcome our Principal Ma'am, Dr. R. Geeta, who constantly supports and encourages us. I welcome our renowned guest, Mrs. Krithika Radhakrishnan, CEO of RK Cravings and Ruchi Bakes. Warm welcome, ma'am. Cake is part of our life, so everyone loves cake, and baking is an art. We are so excited and eagerly waiting to see your cake and chocolate preparation, ma'am. My heartfelt gratitude to you, ma'am, for accepting the invitation amidst your busy schedule. We are so grateful to have you, ma'am. I warmly welcome all the faculty members and students of SDNB Vaishnav College for Women for this program. And I also extend my warm welcome to all the dignitaries, well-wishers, and friends who have joined with us on this prestigious occasion. Once again, I welcome you all. Our Principal Ma'am's endless care, guidance, and constant support is a source of motivation to the students. Now, I request our revered Madam Principal, Dr. R. Geeta, to address the gathering.
So a hearty welcome to all who are here and a warm good morning to all. A special welcome to Srimati Krithika Radhakrishnan, and we are delighted to have her with us to inspire our students, our budding foodpreneurs, with her expertise and tips in the culinary skills. Madam, the mission of our college is to harness the potential of our first generation women learners and provide a platform for them to thrive in their career with financial stability. So the Vaishnav Center for Innovation, Incubation and Entrepreneurial Development does activities which are focused towards this line. The award given by News 18 Tamil Nadu, Katral Award 2021 for Excellence in Education for All Rural category is a recognition for more than 5 decades of service to women by our college. So this program, I'm very confident that it will help all our college students to involve in some activities of their interest with minimum investment, but then to reach at a higher level. So once again, I thank Madam for sparing her time to be with us today, and I'm happy to know that your tips will help our students to flourish also. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I now request our beloved Madam, Mrs. P. Uma Mageshwari, Head in Charge of Clinical Nutrition and Dietetics Department, to brief about our institution and the department.
Thank you, Bashira. Srimati Devkunva Nanalal Bhatt Vaishnav College is the brainchild of the great visionary and philanthropist, Sri Nanalal Bhatt, who named this institution after his revered wife, Srimati Devkunva. Our institution offers an array of 28 undergraduate courses, 14 postgraduate courses in both aided and self-financing stream. It was upgraded to a research center by offering MPhil and PhD programs in around 10 disciplines. It caters the needs of around 6,800 students, mainly from Kanchipuram and Chengalpattu district, for which we have received the prestigious Katral Award on providing inclusive education for all by News 18 channel. Our college is in the band of 101 to 150 in NIRF 2021 ranking by MHRD. Our Department of Clinical Nutrition and Dietetics, was established in the year 2013. We can't confine to the subject of nutrition to the boundaries of preparing food and its consumption. Our post-independent history proved the effectiveness of food-based approach in the alleviation of several deficiency diseases like B-complex deficiency. The present COVID scenario to once again stress the importance of consuming a balanced diet. We are proud to share that our students are working in reputed hospitals and fitness centers as dietitians. Few of our students are pursuing their post-graduation in reputed universities abroad like University of Greenwich, London. Considerable part of students are also successful in their entrepreneurial ventures. We are proud to conduct this event with the collaboration of our institution's Innovation Council, the aim of which is to empower students through entrepreneurship and to promote innovation and startup. This is our second virtual program with IIC in the past 1 month after our roadmap to entrepreneurship on December 11. To make the students industry ready is the big challenge facing us today. And it's important to equip our students with required employability skills is the most needed one in current scenario. I believe this live session of our esteemed guest, Mrs. Krithika Radhakrishnan, and our student entrepreneurs will inspire all students in some way to bring out their hidden potential. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I now welcome Mrs. Aruna M., Assistant Professor, Department of Clinical Nutrition and Dietetics, to give the guest introduction.
Good morning, everyone. I take great privilege in introducing our distinguished chief guest for the day, Mrs. Krithika Radhakrishnan, CEO of RK Cravings and Richium Bakes. Our illustrious guest has a riveting persona. Ma'am's journey has been thoroughly inspiring and unique. Our proficient chief guest holds a double master degree, one in chemistry and the other one in international business. Ma'am has completely rendered herself in extensive and selfless service for the benefit of the community. Her crusade against preventing female infanticide and feticide in Salem district, her immense psychosocial support for the victim families of gruesome Kumbakonam school fire tragedy indeed reflects Ma'am's compassionate social responsibility. Ma'am has also played a pivotal role in providing rehabilitation to the tsunami-affected families and orphan children in Nagapattinam. Her prolific support in Clean City campaign programs in various districts of Tamil Nadu have great social relevance. Another exciting persona of a revered chief guest is Ma'am's passion for cooking and formulating innovative recipes. During the testing times of COVID lockdown, Ma'am's nutritious fusion cakes, bakes, and savories received an all-new look. Ma'am also holds a dedicated studio with Dolby 5.1 equipped surround theatre, production and editing unit at Chennai. Coming to another interesting facet of a distinguished guest is something which we can all connect. Ma'am has done an ample of cookery shows and demonstrations in more than leading 15 television channels, and many of which we have watched, and that is the connect which Ma'am has with us. And Ma'am's favorite show is the AVM's Mangaya Choice with more than 150 episodes which are aired successfully. Ma'am has also been the creative producer of several health and nutrition related shows for Nutrition for the Gay. Ma'am's programs like Thenir Neram, Idu Namma Neram are well received by the viewers. Ma'am's current infotainment shows include Super Samayal, Super Arogyam and Namma Sutrula Neram. They also feature under Ma'am's own production unit. Ma'am has also anchored several television, socially relevant television shows, Ini Oru Vidhi Seivom, which has created a huge AIDS awareness impact. And Ma'am is also an approved producer for the Central Institute of Indian Languages, Mysore, under the Ministry of Human Resource Development. Ma'am has also authored more than 10 books, both in the languages of English and Tamil. And Ma'am has also been the extensive contributors in magazines like Kumudam Snehidi and Kungumam, so which has a wide reach. We are indeed honored to have you amidst us today, Ma'am. Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Thank you, ma'am. Nandini, do you love cakes?
Yes, Bashira, it's my favorite.
Yes, it's everyone's favorite. In order to make cake, baking plays a vital role. Baking is all about a balancing act between time, temperature, and the ingredients. That's why we call baking as an art. So here I welcome our student entrepreneurs, Ms. Yamini and Deepashri, the final year student from Become Honest department, to demonstrate the making of cotton candy cupcakes. Over to you guys.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. My name is Yami.
And my name is Deepashri. So we are so happy to be part of this wonderful live demo with culinary genius Krithika Radhakrishnan ma'am.
Let me give a quick introduction about us. We are studying third year BCom honors in STNB Vaishnav College. We are home bakers and budding entrepreneurs. Our brand name is Cakes by Shreya. We sell all types of eggless cakes, cupcakes, and brownies. We started this small business in August 2021. Before that, we prepared cakes and cupcakes to our friends and family, and we received so many positive feedbacks. So we got the idea, why don't we take this to a next level? That's how we started Cakes by Shreya. Our specialty about our cakes is we deliver freshly baked items without using any preservatives and cake premix. You can follow us on Instagram to know more about us. Our Instagram ID is Cakes by Shreya. We'll provide the link in the comment box. Today we are going to show how to make cotton candy cupcake.
Before that, we need to thank our college and our college principal ma'am, Dr. R. Geeta ma'am, and thanking our C&D department for organizing this wonderful webinar. And a big thanks to Institution Innovation Council for always encouraging budding entrepreneurs. And last but not the least, our honors department, our HOD ma'am, Dr. S. Priya Reddy ma'am. Let's look into the ingredients list.
Yes. 1 cup of maida and half cup of powdered sugar, half cup of curd, and 1/4 cup of butter, lukewarm milk, half teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, Osero cotton candy essence, and pink food color. Let's get started. First, take a bowl, add sieved maida, add baking powder, add baking powder and baking soda into this bowl, and powdered sugar, give a good mix. Now take another bowl. Now take another bowl, add butter, and curd. Whisk this for 2 minutes. We can use electric beater. We can use electric beater or a whisker. Anything is fine. Now add the dry ingredients into this bowl. Now we have to add few drops of cotton candy essence. And pink food color, this is optional. We can use cut and fold method to blend the batter. Add lukewarm milk in between. Now the cake batter is, we can give a good mix. I think the cake batter is almost ready. Have to get the ribbon consistency. Now the cake batter is all ready.
We need to preheat the oven at 170 degrees Celsius for about 10 to 10 minutes and transfer the cake batter into the cupcake liners, medium-sized cupcake liners, and bake at 170 degrees Celsius for about 15 to 20 minutes.
We can use scoop or any spoon, fine. Will look like this.
Fine cotton candy cupcakes will like this. Now we can do the icing and add some sprinkles for decoration. Adding some sprinkles for decoration. And now the cupcake is ready to serve. We are so honored to be part of this wonderful webinar and chief guests like Krithika Radhakrishnan ma'am, and we are so happy about that. And we are waiting for your valuable comments, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, girls, for the beautiful cotton candy cupcakes. That was a nice demonstration in a short span. Next, I would call Ms. G. Kamalishwari from third year BSc Clinical Nutrition and Dietetics Department to give a small demo on how to make ragi soup. Over to you, Kamalishwari.
Good morning, everyone. Myself, G. Kamleshwari. I am from BSc Clinical Nutrition and Dietetics Department, third year. Today, I am going to show a demonstration for ragi soup. Now, first, I am going to add a teaspoon of ghee to this. The ingredients are boiled corn, fresh green peas, carrot, capsicum, cabbage. The spices are ginger, garlic, green chili. For garnishing, I have taken fresh basil and some coriander leaves. I have also taken a cup of mushrooms and fresh beans. First step, I'm going to add the finely chopped garlic, green chili, and ginger. Saute this for a few minutes. Then I'm going to add fresh boiled corn and green peas. Hope everyone watching this will try this recipe and everyone will love the soup. This is the healthy soup because we are making this vegetable soup with ragi. This is also a good way to incorporate veggies when giving for children because most of the children didn't like vegetables. When giving them this different form, the children will surely will eat it. Now I'm going to add cabbage. I'm going to add capsicum. I'm going to add carrot, beans, and a cup of mushrooms. Saute well. Now I'm going to add salt and some pepper. I have finally chopped the vegetables because when I finally chop the vegetables, it will cook soon. And also, I'm not going to overcook the vegetables because when you overcook, the nutrients will get lost. You can reduce the amount of vegetable according to the consistency. Like I usually used to drink a thick soup, so I'm adding a large quantity of vegetables to it. Now I'm going to add some basil and coriander to it. This recipe may look simple, but it is highly nutritious. This also can be prepared outside. Whenever you can go outside, many restaurants and hotels also have an induction facility. So you can cut all the vegetables and keep in your bag. Whenever you need, just if you have a ragi and water with you and along with vegetables, you can make this in 5 to 10 minutes. Now I'm going to add water. Let it boil for 1 to 2 minutes. The mushrooms are rich source of vitamin D and never forget to eat seasonal foods. The green peas are in our season, so never miss eat seasonal food. And the carrot are rich in beta carotene and vitamin A, which is good for our eyes. I'm also adding a green leafy vegetables as coriander, basil. Cabbage is rich in calcium. Capsicum is rich in vitamin C. Everyone know in this situation the importance of immunity. It is also rich in immunity. You can drink. You can give the soup to any aged people. I have taken 2 teaspoons of ragi and I've diluted in 1 glass of water. This is 200 ml glass. Now I'm going to add this diluted ragi flour in water into the soup. No need to add any thickening agent to this because the ragi itself will act as a thickening agent and the soup will get thicker soon. See, it has lots of vegetables in it. It is highly nutritious. You can give the soup as an alternative for buying outside to a children, whether in the evening or with having lunch. You can also prepare a ragi momos with the same ingredients. Today afternoon, I will be posting the recipe in my Instagram profile. The Instagram profile link and YouTube link will be posted in chat box soon. So do follow and watch the recipe in my Instagram profile. For garnishing, you can add coriander, basil, and onion stalks. At final stage, you can also add little amount of pepper to it. You can prepare this according to the consistency you like. If you want very thin soup, you can add more water at this consistency itself. Now the soup gets started to boiling. Keep on stirring because to prevent the formation of lumps. The ragi is rich in calcium iron. Today, now I'm going to tell the servings nutritional value of this soup. This ragi soup is actually made with 600 ml of water. The total energy is this soup and this pan full of soup consists of 342.5 of kilocalories of energy, protein 13.7 gram, calcium 276 mg, iron 4.29 mg. This is the whole nutritional value for the whole soup. The one serving provides 85.62 gram of calories, protein 3.42 gram, calcium 69 mg, and iron 1.7 mg. Now it started boiling. See, you can see. I'm going to serve it. You can garnish it with basil or coriander, whatever thing you like. Hope you have enjoyed this recipe. Thank you, ma'am, for giving this opportunity. I'm waiting for the valuable comments from you. Hope everyone will try this recipe. Thank you.
That was a beautiful demonstration, Kamleshwari. Thank you. So, without any further delay, let's start today's session. Novel Nutri Bakes, an exciting live demo with Culinary Genius. I would now welcome our expert, Mrs. Krithika Radhakrishnan, ma'am, CEO, RK's Craving and Richam Bakes. Ma'am, we are also looking forward for your valuable inputs on the presentation given by our young budding student entrepreneurs. Over to you, ma'am.
Hi all, and thank you so much for this lovely interactive opportunity. And I'd like to thank the Department of Clinical Nutrition and Dietetics, SDNB. Am I audible? All okay? Okay. Department of Clinical Nutrition and Dietetics, SDNB, Vaishnav College for Women, and the management, the principal, Department of BSc Home Science, Clinical Nutrition and Dietetics, Institution of Innovation Council. And also thank you to Mrs. Uma Maheshwari for having introduced me to this group. And such a lovely audience and lovely opportunity to interact with all you budding nutritionists and dietitians and foodpreneurs and various innovative creators. Okay, so now I really my appreciation for those three girls who did that demo. It was really lovely, and the cotton candy presentation and the beauty of the cupcake was really awesome. And actually, it was a flawless presentation. Along with your ragi was really very good because it was one end of the spectra, which is like a very commercial type of a preparation, that is a cupcake, and the other one on the other end, which is very nutritious and of course the need of the hour. And both are equally important, just like while self introspection and of course the immunity part of it is as much as it is important. The two presentations were so good, and both are definitely a must try. And actually, it's very much, as we all were mentioning, that baking is an art actually. The more you do, the more we do. Tamil சொல்ற மாதிரி சித்திரமும் கைப்பழக்கம் சொல்ற மாதிரி வந்து baking, the more and more you do, only we get the finish and the expertise and the nuances of it, and your own techniques start slowly creeping in to create your own recipes. So that's the lovely part of it. So today, any other things they would like to interact with me right now or at a later stage?
Later stage, ma'am.
Okay, so shall I start the recipe?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay then. So today I'm just flying because Pongal is just around the corner. Another 15-20 days we are going to have Pongal. So I've just brought in a slightly Pongal theme into both the preparations. So one, I have just labeled the name of the chocolate as the joy of Pongal. And so it has basic ingredients. I'll just tell the ingredients and then we'll just start. It has jaggery, thick jaggery, dry coconut, and sakara pongal flavor from Osoro again, cashew nut, and dark chocolate. So all these are very nutritive ingredients. So shall we just go into the video of the presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In the and the molds are control. Just ask him to bring the molds, no? Mold. Hurry. All clear? Okay, you can focus here. So, okay. So see here, now I've taken some jaggery, like how we routinely make jaggery at home, no? I've just melted some jaggery in water. All of you are comfortable with Tamil, English, or audio is on?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, so this is just simple melting of jaggery in water. Okay, so this I'm going to just and thickened it little bit, not too thick consistency, not too thin consistency. It's just in a pouring texture. So now I'm going to just reheat it again and just bring it to the consistency that I want. Okay, I'm just taking a little amount of it. And then we'll just a second. Okay. And then in the meantime, what I'm going to do, because it's chocolate, I've just chopped some normal dark chocolate over here. I'll be just microwaving it. And again, one more tip about chocolate is, this is cooking chocolate, more taste. We should only microwave it for 30 seconds and using a plastic bowl. That is one instruction that all of us have to follow. Okay. Otherwise, we'll burn the chocolate. You can either microwave it or double boil it. Whatever is convenient. I feel the microwave is more convenient. So into this, if you see here, I have brought, this is dry coconut powder. It comes in a package like this. I'll just show you the package. You can just, I've just taken a very small amount. It says Palmo coconut milk powder. So this is the product I've used. Milk powder, it's not desiccated coconut. Just noted, it's coconut milk powder. Okay. So let it just thicken a little bit. And then to this, like all the ingredients of pongal, let us say, okay, vellam, then tenga, dry fruits, and then of course to give it more flavor, I've used Osoro's sakara pongal flavor. And of course milk, if we want in this, like we can just add a little bit of cream if you want to. You can leave it also, because I'm just going to make it as a fudge, that is chocolate, and inside there's going to be a fudge. Okay, I'll just show you one of what I've done. That one. Yeah. All. See, if you see here, I've just made some. I'll just ready some for you. It's going to come like this. If you can see, the center is the fudge and the outside is the chocolate. I've just made it like a like what you say, a naked chocolate, like how we make the naked cake. I've just made it like that. That look very pretty. So otherwise you can just cover it with chocolate also, but this looked more nice. So I just left it at this stage. So this is the finished product that we are going to see. Where are the sparrows? Yeah. Here. This also looks like a very pretty design. And you can just creatively put it in any type of mold that you like. Okay, so this is now getting ready. It's now thickened nicely. So into this, I'm going to add just some coconut milk powder into this. And it will just change the color and just thicken up very nicely. Of course, now it has to cool well. Okay, we'll just allow this to cool for a while. And then we'll add the Asaros flavor. Just a little bit of it. Osaro's products are really very good and very premium. And I saw that she also used it for cotton candy. In the meantime, I'll just check if I'll just allow this to cool for a bit. Cooling kind of AC. This is just now 30 seconds that I have done, okay? It hasn't melted, so doesn't matter, but we have to just do it in bursts of 30 seconds. That's one thing we need to keep in mind. And chop it into very tiny pieces. See, this is another thing I have tried. You can do this with the chocolate and then just pour this batter on top of it also. The sakra pongal thing that we have created, right? That also we can do. Just give it for a moment. See, what we can do is, now this is just simple, okay? The melted chocolate, I've just poured it over the mold. While this is warm itself, we can just top it on this. And this will become the real most exotic chocolate. The killen and the roja poo and the gold file. Okay, now what we'll do is see now this second 30, it is little bit melted. Why they say plastic bowl is always better is because glass, it retains too much of heat and it just pushes it beyond its melting temperature. So that's the reason they say plastic is always better. So it's almost done now. Okay, so now we can just select whatever mold we like. See, it's now really hard now. If you see, it's just that chicky consistency. And this is the right time. So there are several. There's so many creative ideas that we can just follow. Let me. I was just thinking I'll just show this also to you all. You can just have it. This is of course a hot chocolate spoons, but we can just put it like that and children can just eat it like that, Nowadays in the market you have sugar-free chocolate also. You can just take a bit of that and do it if you have elderly people who would like to try something innovative, but at the same time have some diet restrictions as well. So just add it like a blob on this end of the spoon part, no? That'll look good. As if there's something on the spoon, and you can even serve it as a sweet starter also. So something like that. And then what else we have? I have a few molds over here. We'll just leave this for setting in the meantime. And before this, see, I've cleaned it properly with vinegar and also that is something that we have to do. You can just take any mold of this. Scoop up little bit. Even a very half of this is itself more than enough because these are so tiny that this is the texture of the fudge that you will be needing, okay? Of course, with clean hands. And then you can just top it up with the remaining chocolate. Chocolates are pretty versatile. If you take a very good brand of chocolate, they'll be very healthy also. If you go in for a very high percentage of cocoa in it, more than 50 or 50 is very okay. 70% cocoa, if you go in for it, it will be very good. You have to select, you have to find your customers who buy such expensive chocolates. So that's one thing. And yeah, and regarding this, like I'll just, you can just a wee bit of some decoration, it will be so nice for it. Just some rose petals here and there. How beautiful this is looking, no? And this will be called as an exotic chocolate bar. Okay, this is about it. Hope we are clear. This is one thing. Let these two set. Now I've just made one more also. இது கொஞ்சம் clear பண்ணிருங்க. இதை வச்சுங்க. இது ஃப்ரீசர்ல வச்சிருங்க. முடியும் போது இதை பார்த்துக்கலாம். See, and then ஒரு ordinary plate, இன்னொரு plate வச்சுருங்க. Okay, so this is another heart mold. You can use these as a cake decoration and all those things. Okay, now what we'll do is, I'm just keeping as this is a pinata heart mold. So still what we can do is, take a good blob of this. Just keep a comfortable piece, below this. And just do it. So these will be our desi type of pinata thing. So something like a fusion. And then give some good, nice decoration for it. What we'll do is, I have some glitter over here. Gold. And then a little bit of the gold. How do you like it? Is it looking nice?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, shall we go to the next preparation then?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Just give me 2 minutes. Just you keep observing this. I'll just come with the next preparation. Hurry, hurry, hurry. The audio off. Okay. Just 2-3 more minutes. If you have to ask anything, we can just talk till then. Just give me 2 more minutes, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, in the meantime, I can just tell the ingredients for the next recipe, okay? While I'm just getting things ready. So, see, the next recipe is a healthy multi-grain jaggery cake with, again, dark chocolate frosting, okay? So this will require, if anybody is interested, they can note down the ingredients. 120 grams of multi-grain flour, 15.4 grams of cashew flour, half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, orange peel, 111 grams of jaggery, 61 grams of orange juice, 24 grams of olive oil, 24 grams of sunflower oil, and milk, 60 ml. Okay, so this is the thing I have taken. Now, again, for the dark, I've taken dark. I'm just making a small quantity of ganache, which is chocolate and cream. Okay, so this we are going to do. Preferably, of course, I prefer the gold winner oil because of its versatility of the thing. And the same Fedora's olive oil is also a very good thing. In fact, it gives a huge nutritional boost to this particular dish. Okay, so now I think most of my ingredients are just ready. I'll just thing, and cream I'm using Milky Mist cream over here. The market is அந்த ஸ்டாண்ட் கொடுத்துருங்க, கேக் ஸ்டாண்டும். கேக் இங்க இருக்கு, ஸ்டாண்ட்ல இருக்கா? Okay. தண்ணி இருக்கா? லிட்டில் பிட் ஒரு டிராப் மட்டும். Okay, so I just made one cake ready. I forgot and I started this bit. 1 second. Sorry. Okay, now we have to ready the ingredients. A bowl is here. Okay, so now what we have to do is, okay, see, this is a cake. Just to save time, I had readied it, so I forgot and I started the frosting. I just started from the beginning. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to take the fats, that is the olive oil and the olive oil and the sunflower oil, that is we have mentioned that we have to take 24 grams of each. Okay, weighing machine. And I'm sure as bakers, we have to terribly rely on the weighing machine, and it's really a good thing to invest on a weighing scale. Cup measurements are good. Actually, I won't say the cup measurement are bad, but they are good in the for the requirement of selecting your vessels to bake and stuff like that. No, they are a connectivity. While you need all your grams to be very accurate in your measurements, the cups are more valuable in you can just find out how much of batter you need by measuring equal amounts of water and then selecting your tray sizes, which is also equally important for baking. So that's a very important thing. Okay, so now we will go to the olive oil and the okay, I'll just weigh directly into this and tare it. Okay, I'm just taking 24 grams of this gold winner oil This other one, this one. And Fedora's olive oil. This is again extra virgin, okay? Always a combi of blended oils are really good for all the bakes. In fact, you can just, coming to the commercial aspect of it, you can really improve the commercial value of your thing while you're also improving the nutritional content of your cake. Okay, so this is done. And next we have to take 60 ml of milk. Okay, that I'll weigh separately. இதுக்கு திறந்து கொடுத்துருங்க இந்த மில்க். Just give அந்த bowl கொடுங்க, அந்த glass bowl. ml measuring jar. அந்த பிளாஸ்டிக் இருந்தது. Okay, all this milk and all this we'll just keep so that you can just start it off immediately. So these are the only measurable things. Other things I've measured and kept. Okay, fine. So now we'll just start. So I've got the mixture of the two oils over here. To this I'm adding the jaggery powder. This is Amrit's jaggery powder. You can use any brand you like. I'm just telling because just get an idea so that every brand, you know, it behaves in a kind of different way. So if you guys want to replicate this, then you can just go in for the same thing to find out like how the recipe behaves and stuff like that. Okay, so just kind of mash it fully. You can use an electric beater also. I generally use an electric beater only. See, like in this recipe, of course, I've been using olive oil here. Okay, so the thing is, with so many earthy flavors involved, na, that is, the jaggery powder is having an earthy flavor, and generally people use neutral oils only. But that's why I've just put half and half of both, so that the flavors are neutralized, but still the nutritional content is high. Okay, next we can add the orange juice into it. And always whisk in one particular direction. That's also an important tip. You need to mash up all the lumps. And then just as a nutritional additive, I've taken this cashew nut flour. You can substitute it with almond flour also, same quantity. The milk alone you add it at the end because we need to adjust the liquid content using that only. If it's too much, if it's too watery, then we have to reduce the quantity of milk. So don't add everything into one go. One more thing I'd like to tell is, see, for all cake preparations, whenever you're taking either maida, plain flour, or whole wheat is highly nutritious. No, people love to say that they have made whole wheat bakes, but it's really difficult to get the whole wheat puffed up and give a good produce, right? For home consumption, it's all fine, but so for that, you know, like today I'm working with multigrain. For this, you can either add little bit of maida to it. I mean, just reduce maybe 70-30 or something like that, and also sieve it at least 7 times. Okay, so that is when the airiness comes into the help. And during the last sieve also, don't add the bulk into it. You have to just sieve it onto it. Sieve the salicylic. That's fine. So I guess all the lumps are broken. So let me just check if 1 or 2 lumps are broken or not. And you want to use the beater also just for a very brief time, okay? Because in cakes, we don't want the gluten to develop, okay? So, and again, because this is multigrain, the gluten will be lesser in it. And so it's okay if you can use a beater, but generally if you're making all these maida cakes and all that, not for, if you're making a small quantity, you will just whisk it and then just finish it up. But if you're making a pretty large quantity, don't run the your hand mixer for too long a time. Okay, hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. Now into this, I have the baking soda. I'm just adding it off into that, and the baking powder. And also this, actually I'm finding nowadays is orange and orange peel and orange juice are really such magical ingredients. It really ups the taste of all the baked goods. So it's really nice to use this, and it's available also. You don't have to buy it every time you buy some oranges at home. You can just scrape off the peel and add equal amount of sugar and on the tawa or any kadai or something, and just keep it in the fridge. It will last for ages. So that's also a very good flavor enhancing thing. You don't even, if you want to go natural, there are many theories, and people love to take their bakes and say it's a natural kind of a bake. And these are all very fresh, and always see to it that you use your fresh baking soda and baking powder. I'll just clear up the table, 2 minutes. And always scrape up all the last part of your ingredients also into it, because all these are very minor quantities, but everything matter. And just, this my spatula. Also the spatulas, there's so many things. Everything is, it's not like a bad worksman blames the stools. Some concepts are not like that. But you need, as far as baking is concerned, like if you're a beginner, you need the right equipments to really do the work confidently. And all of us, when we are preparing food, right, we all, the nutritionists, food preneurs, and everybody have a different level of confidence, because we know how to ready a meal for a person, and we know how to get, we don't have to hang, either depend on somebody or hang around somewhere to get a meal. So that's the confidence and level we all have. And so we are extremely, it really brings in a lot of confidence into you. Okay, so by the cut and fold, we have finished this. Okay, Just do it as quick as possible. And then we'll just add some flavor to this. Either because it's all orange based, we can either add orange red, or you can go with a vanilla or a caramelly thing, because it has butter and all in it. We can go for a caramelly flavor. I'll just see what flavor I have. Again, this is also having all this vellam, gillam and all that. So I'll maybe a caramel mocha is there. Or you can even turn it into a desi type of flavor, you know. You can put a gajar ka halwa flavor or something like that. Okay, I'll put a butterscotch flavor. And then we're going to bake it. I'm just using a silicone mold and the brush. Yeah, we have to add the milk, no? It could brush in the plastic brush. And then we just add a little bit of golden oil to it. See, there also I'm seeing a lot of, I mean, we can have a lot of hacks to how to remove this thing, you know, like people use butter, and then we powder it with your whatever flour that you're doing with, either maida. If it's a chocolate cake, they say you can put cocoa powder, okay? Or of course, use your paper and baking paper and put oil on both sides and do it. Now there's another thing, especially for bun cakes, you know, where it has a lot of design on top and you're trying to bake it. For those type of cakes, it's I use some little bit of either butter and some sugar together mixed, or shortening and sugar mixed together, and it comes out nice and neat. But you need to be very little bit timing and all that is pretty important for that. Okay, so now only one more ingredient. Now I have measured how much, 60 ml of milk. Let me just check the consistency and I'll just add it accordingly. Now this is a UHT milk, okay? So that's why I've taken this milky mist toned milk, but it's a UHT milk. So you can use any toned milk, boiled or cooled or anything. So okay. In baking, every teaspoon also counts, you know. It's not like regular thing where you can just add any amount of water and stuff like that. Okay, now it's just correct. What I'll do, I'll just line the silicone mold only. So I'll just add it into this and bake it while we work with the cake which is ready. I love to scrap out the last bit of the cake batter, and I don't leave any bit left. I'm somehow very fussy about. Okay, remaining I'll ask my help to do that, because we'll just work on the next one. And then also tap it and then give a swirl, okay, so that it really gets well. There's an eggless thing. And see, I have also devised this thing. See, there are to get a flat dome, you know, one thing is, not a flat dome, to get a flat surface. One thing is you need the right pan. Second is either there are a lot of hacks. Either you wrap a towel or a brown paper around them, because the moment this thing, the oven heat, the hot oven, the rays touch this side of the pan. This is silicone mold, but any pan, in a pan, what happens? The side rises and it sinks. Okay. So for all those things to and too much doming and all, again when you're creaming and frosting and all, you're going to waste a lot of wastage will come. Minimizing wastage is one thing which is definitely an advantage, right? You don't want to keep on throwing away cake or not able to give it to the customer for value or for or even nutrition point of view. So what I have just devised is we have several sizes of trays, at our studios and at the bakes and bake studios. So you just put it into one thing which has a border almost equal to that. So that will take care of your this other wet towel tying and all that. So this is also a nice hack that you can tip that you can note down. Okay. So next, now coming to the frosting part of it. So I have some chocolate now. The same chocolate, dark chocolate. We'll just melt it little bit. And then in the meantime, what we'll do, I'll just clear the table for 2 minutes. There's the cream button. This is our Milky Mist normal fresh cream. It's not a high fat cream. Okay. So generally now in India we have this kind of cream only. Of course, there are other whipping creams which are there which are non-dairy. Now we have to measure it. I'll just measure this. I just forgot to measure it. Just a second. I'll just bring the. Generally for ganache, we have to take twice the amount of cream. Now this is a mixture of all some milk chocolate and white chocolates and all that. Okay, this is now 221. Okay, so I'll need half the quantity of cream. So around see, you can just see, like as I'm squeezing, the thicker portion is accumulated on top. Okay, so that way we can easily separate this. So around 100 grams of fresh cream we'll take. Okay. 100 grams of normal fresh cream we have taken. So there are several methods of making ganache. Like you will just have to figure out which is your favorite method. I am comfortable with melting the chocolate with the chocolate and the cream. Okay. Once this chocolate is melted, I just mix it with the cream and allow it to set. You can even see now there are little variations. Now if I'm finding that the cream, the chocolate is little bit thick, okay, because it's a mixture of chocolates. So I'm just going to warm that a little bit. Now comes to, so our finished cake will look like that. That is, of course, in the oven, it's getting baked. And then we just apply a little bit over here so that it doesn't slip. Now, if it's going to be a health cake, no, like I give multiple layers. But what should we do today? Multiple layers or one single layer? Because see, again, this is going to be a brittle cake. It's not going to be because all this multigrain and all that stuff, while it's very healthy, it will be a bit brittle. So we'll just stick on to one layer, just like a sandwich cake, okay? Just run the knife through and now the cream is also quite warm. We can just add the either this way or that way, whatever. We can just add this hot chocolate, melted chocolate into the cream and then just leave it for some time. Just allow it to settle down. Now about this, we can just use milk as a soaking liquid. You don't need to have a soaking liquid also. Then just so this has all, if you can see the orange pieces, the orange peel and all, it's going to be really awesome. I'm not adding too much of sugar. Actually, I feel, while baking is such a lovely thing, every bake I really cringe when we have to add so much of sugar and so much of fat into it. That way, I really feel that why don't we create some really low calorie and low calorie in sonake doesn't mean it won't be tasty. That is just a myth. It's just our creativity that we need to create healthy and tasty food. Okay. Now, if you see, this thing is perfectly done. Okay. This ganache. See, nice, rich and thick. Okay. So what we'll do is, this will have to cool for something a little bit. It's a bit very warm. I'll just ask them to keep it in the fridge for just 5 to 10 minutes and then it will be good to go. Okay. The freezer 5 to 10 minutes. So, okay, shall we just turn the camera and then we'll just see if there are any questions or any doubts.
Yes, ma'am.
All okay? Yeah.
I will go for interaction now, ma'am.
Yeah.
The participants can post your questions in the chat box or you can ask.
They can, unmute or the chat box coming.
Ma'am, really, we got so inspired of you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And
Thank you,
ma'am. Though doing a degree in chemistry, ma'am, how do you start baking as your career, ma'am? Which motivates you to start and when you started, ma'am?
Yeah, no, actually, who had asked this question?
Bashira, ma'am.
Bashira. Okay, okay. Acha, okay. Hi, Bashira. No, actually, I during my chemistry lessons itself, they used to tell that even chemistry, there's science in food itself. There's cooking food. There's science involved in every process of cooking food itself. That's what they used to teach even in our school days. So they'll tell, while, for example, while you're trying to extract some, let us say, a tamarind, or trying to make a sugar syrup or something, if you're going to add more and more sugar, at the end, the sugar is going to crystallize below in the water, right? It's not going to go on be dissolving in the water that you're having. So that's the way it all got instilled in me that, okay, so chemistry and food go hand in hand. That was the concept that I used to have. And also, again, I should owe all this to my family also. We are basically a foodie family, we love food, and we keep every day, even now, when my parents come over, we'll talk about very high funda things, and once it all dissolves, we'll come to basic how this food was good, how that vegetable was good. It's like that only. So it's like that. And of course, baked. I used to love bakery goods as a child itself. So always it was my love and dream and thing to make a lot of bakes. And of course, while I was baking for, I was always worried about this thing about regarding baking, that too much of sugar and see, initial stages while I was baking at for home purposes only, there used to be so much of sugar, cream, and butter, and involved in it. The early recipes that I was doing and practicing and all that. There's so much of high calorie content, which we are not doing so much of. Burning out of that much of energy, right, to consume. And when it's available at home, you tend to consume more. So I wasn't really too much into and health concerns and stuff like that. So I was always taking a little bit of thing. But with this lockdown and stuff like that, as if we are all continental families. I don't know how this baking thing, craving and love just spotted out that we started. And of course now going into modulating it and going into all healthy type of baking, that's the beauty, and that's a lovely U-turn that I really like, wherever it's possible, substitute the main sugar with the alternate sweetener and alternate sweet thing like a jaggery or like a honey or stuff like that, wherever possible, I try to incorporate those kind of healthy additives.
Very nice, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That
Thank you.
chocolate was very nice, and it was like tempting. Can we taste?
Thank you so. Yeah, I would love to give it.
Thank you for the beautiful recipe, ma'am. The main thing I liked it was without using any sugar or refined products, the cake was made, so it can be eaten without any guilt. So usually,
that's that. And actually, regarding the chocolate, the chocolate it is a dark chocolate only. But you can make this with. I was actually looking for sugar-free chocolate only, but it wasn't stocked up in the store, so that's why I had to use the thing. The same thing we can do it with the sugar-free. Sugar-free, Amul has its own sugar-free line. You can do it with that. That is equally good. In fact, I have made some totally sugar-free. That is, I haven't added any sugar. I haven't used products having added sugar. So I've done cakes like that also. And the Amul's no sugar, the slab that comes, that you can use for the chocolate. Because I didn't have that in hand, that's why I've used the normal dark chocolate. But at least the dark is better, it has more of cocoa content. So that much it's good. And similarly for this also, I was telling Mrs. Uma Maheshwari that I'll be using no sugar frosting. But again, because of this handicap only, I'm using the ganache and thing. Otherwise, I would have used the thing, because I've done some orders like that, with sugar-free, totally sugar-free. It's too good and it's too perfect, and it has its own one natural thing, like those skinny eats that we say, it's really good. So you can try it out with the thing and post the pictures and tag me. Ready at each other. I'll just see if that thing is in a pipeable consistency.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Lakshmi, ma'am, and I have a question for you, ma'am.
Yeah,
I was actually amazed to see the precision with which you were doing everything, ma'am. Just wanted to know if you received any professional training for this, ma'am, and if yes, where did you receive the training from, ma'am?
No, actually, I've been doing these kind of shows from 2000. The cookery and health shows I've been doing from 2000. Regarding, but generally, I'm because I have been in this thing for quite some time. Of course, I'm self-taught only, so I just need to change some idea. I have incorporated my ideas and my concepts with usual baking techniques that we all know. And regarding sardo, I just had I wanted to do sardo also, which is current fad now, so that I have really got two good products out of sardo. That alone I had asked this again. I should thank FB for that. There's one friend in US in Texas. She is a diet. I mean, they call themselves like person not exactly a nutritionist, but they are like that. That's a job profile. And how to preservative consultant or something like that. That's the terminology that they call themselves. And she told me like how to exactly go about, because the steps and the stages and our Chennai climate definitely is not an ambient climate for that. For that, we need to live in a Coimbatore or in a Bangalore to get that kind of an ambient climate. So one fine day, so she was. It was almost through Messenger, FB Messenger. I used to interact and get guidance on how to do this sardo. How is it? No, konja neram aachirunga. Freezer dane. Okay. So like that, and then so through that, one fine day it just came, and that fine day when it came, I checked my temperature, and it was 24, and I was really amazed at the yeast capacity, which is so sensitive to the temperature, and that was the day it just grew exponentially. So that was one thing which every time I bake sardo, I'm really grateful to Michelle for that. That she just, I mean, that was a handheld experience. And also, that time I was also hunting for rye flour. Rye flour is the one which gives the best, I mean, theoretical results. Rye flour, you just do it for 3 days and you will get the doubling and tripling exponential growth of the yeast. So that also I hunted and found out, and I got some products from US in spite of lockdown. One or two people who are traveling there, I got it. That was a one of a kind experience.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that as well, ma'am. What are the challenges you faced during this lockdown, ma'am? Because you've been doing it for some time. So what are the challenges you faced, ma'am?
The challenges are that, of course, baking, you cannot do it in a single-handed thing. You need some help and all that. So that becomes a bit of a handicap. And so other than that, of course, temperature is a big handicap in Chennai. And chocolate, if you're working with Kavacha chocolate, you have to work in a AC room. And transportation to people, that's a big issue. With Kavacha, with compound chocolate, it's not a problem. It just is good, and I also feel the liking and tastes of people here should really, I mean, change a lot. So that's something I'm finding. Of course, they like a few things which they are very much used to. They need to explore more thing, and repetitively we'll keep doing the same things which people love to watch and see. That's the thing.
I've actually watched a lot of your cookery shows, ma'am. I was actually telling Uma ma'am the other day about it. And actually, I was actually inspired to start studying food science and dietetics based upon your cookery shows, ma'am.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for patiently answering my questions, ma'am.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Ma'am, I have a question, ma'am. When making the jaggery stuff, chocolate. So what is the perfect consistency of the jaggery, ma'am? How, like approximately duration till what
Okay.
time we can keep?
So, see, if you're just making it in one go, okay, that is, see, like I just readied the jaggery syrup yesterday evening, and then I just brought it over to the studio today. If you're making it in one go, you can just nicely to a nice thick consistency, you can boil it off. Okay. Otherwise, if you're just storing it, if you're readying that filling, making a big stock and readying, you just take small portions and ready it. Like I would say that a nice kind of thick, they say, you know, that soft tomato consistency would be ideal for you to begin with. And then just keep the flame at very low and then add the coconut and then just let it thicken up. While you're doing it, you will find out that when it comes to a nice rolly kind of thing. See, ultimately, when you're going to chew it, it should nicely be that fudgy kind of consistency. So you just cross the tomato consistency, the takali padam, we'll tell it in Tamil, no? So that kind of consistency you can just cross. Maybe you will get it if you're using a thermometer, you will be getting it, I think, around at 120, 118-ish, something like that. You might be getting it like that, centigrade. You might get it around that. So you can just go in for our native kind of testing methods with water and then just putting a drop into it and just rolling it into a tomatoish pulpy consistency.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, a question from audience side, ma'am. Can we ask that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, if you bake multigrain cakes in the pressure cooker, will it be harder?
No, it won't be hard. It won't be hard. But brittle, definitely. I mean, I'm not differentiating between pressure cooker and all that. Of course, it will take its own time only. The thing, and you don't have control on temperature. That's one thing with these things. It won't be hard, but it can be brittle. The brittle nature of such a cake, you know, it's a bit risky to work for a beginner. If your thing, you know, like a pro, or you can just keep it like how we serve honey cakes. You can just give a topping on top and just slice it and use it as a tea cake. That much is advisable, and it is easier to handle that way. If you're going to layer it and add the cream and frosting and all that, we need to be very careful. The brittle nature of the multigrain, or even if you leave multigrain and put whole wheat also, we need to be a bit careful about it.
Thank you, ma'am. Again, a question from audience, ma'am. What is your signature dish, ma'am, which is so special to your heart and in your whole career, ma'am?
My whole career, that's a huge question. About bakes and all that, actually, I'm really very proud of, again, the sourdough breads and the breads which are coming out. They're really nice. And of course, the chocolate cakes and the, of course, gulab jamun, rasmalai cakes, you know, they really they come out very well. Baklavas also, there are quite a few which are very close to heart, you know, like some things which are like foolproof, you know, even if you teach it to somebody, it will come out perfectly. There are some recipes, and also they look so much more beautiful than the actual, I mean, they look so intricate and so awesome. That's the beauty about it. The baklavas and all. And there can't be anybody who say they don't like a baklava. And I also like the concept, you know, like all this which are homemade, you know, homemade is a world of difference. And the freshness with which we are making it, you can never even match it with a commercially bought thing. But still, yes, we all do go for commercial stuff whenever it's required.
Ma'am, can we give some tips for our young budding student entrepreneurs, ma'am?
Yeah.
In order to facing their failures and all.
Sorry?
While facing their failures and all.
Failures, failures. See, another disadvantage about baking regarding costing is regarding the cost of ingredients. It's a costly affair only. Even the lowest things that the economically less ingredients that we use also are expensive. And you cannot. And one more thing is, how much can you scale down ingredients? Isn't it? If you're going to add baking soda to one thing, you can't add a pinch of baking soda and expect that it's going to give results. and just make a katori of a sample of your bake. You can't do, but with the regular cooking, you can just try out something like that. That's not going to make a big difference. Even if you add little less, or you can add a small bit of spices or something like that. You can make a small portion of a so-called an Afghani biryani or something like. You can make it, like a small 100-gram portion. You can make, but with this, like you can't go below a 6-inch cake, 5-inch cake, or nowadays, of course, bento cakes are there. But it's really difficult to scale down ingredients to try out a thing for newcomers and all that. So in that way, they have to go in for a normal, decent, optimum level of ingredients to try out a recipe. Adula vara wastages are there, so that's a big thing, which of course we have to, a little bit of trial and error does go on into that. So maybe they can find out like how to reuse the things which haven't come to the mark and then make something else out of it and things like that. They have to devise some methods like that, or find the people who can but don't be deterred about it. Always baking is trial and error. The more and more you try, the more and more you're going to become an expert in it. So that is for guarantee. So don't lose heart. That's the only thing that we can say. Instead, try some other innovative methods during the journey of your success. Try some innovative methods to reuse your products, which are, it's not going to go for waste. You don't have to throw it away or anything. You need to reuse, recycle, and then convert it into something else which is edible and presentable. That's the challenge.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Both the recipes was very excellent, and this will definitely be an inspiration for all the budding entrepreneurs from our college.
Thank you. I'm really feeling now like all of you are so good, and today being all your colleges under lockdown and all that thing, still classes are not happening, but it's so nice to see each of you from your home. And I was also having the same doubt whether it will be there, or how all of you are going to take out time from your schedule and all that. It was really nice that we have all been able to, so 3 cheers to digital media and Zoom, so that we have all been able to catch up. Let me just check if it's ready, once again.
Yes.
Ready.
I think meanwhile, other participants can switch on to get ready for our photo session.
How are we going to do the photo session now?
We're going to take screenshots now.
Okay.
Yes, we request all the participants to switch
Okay,
on
I'll just come. 2 minutes.
for the small photograph session.
ரெடி ஆயிடுச்சா? என்ன பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க? இத யாரு சொன்னா? Glass. Glass. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. You're audible, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Audible. இது பாருங்க. அந்த nozzle. Hello. Yeah, I'm audible, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Come, now it's ready. Oh, yeah. If you see the consistency, if you see the consistency, you know, it's nice and thick. Just take a piping bag. We can just put it with a spatula also, but I just want to try something else for you all. Okay. Okay, to this now, this I've, if you remember, I have put some milk on this. Okay, so this is still in a softy consistency only. So we'll just give it like. This still has to freeze a little bit more, chill a little bit more, but I just brought it out. So it's coming like a Hershey's Kisses. So that's the thing, you know, like instead of just applying so much of cream and all that, just a little bit of sweetness here and there itself is going to really create wonders. Okay, so we just keep this on top of this. As I told you, this cake is really brittle. And then we can do the same out here. And again, because it's without any of these preservatives and stuff like that, you know, that's why it will be like that. If you're going to add the same thing, if you're doing commercially, you can add some preservatives and stuff like that. So shortening and all that, you know. Okay. This is really spatula. A small blue. That one. So this much is pretty good enough. Just smoothen whatever has come out a little bit. So this is like a nice healthy sandwich cake. And then what shall we decorate it with? Some and about this thing, diet food and all that, a little bit of flavors, that's why I just love these good flavors, Osoro and these kind of brands, a good flavor itself will half remove your craving to once craving to overeat or binge and stuff like that into the really so-called sinful food, like really which is calorie rich and too calorie intense kind of foods, which we have to just reserve for a small piece on a very special occasion. So those kind of things can be easily offset if you use a good flavoring thing, which itself, it will be so. See, for example, what I'm trying to tell is you take this sakara pongal's essence and then you add it in some very light kind of dessert, in a very low calorie, maybe a sorbet or something like that, or those kind of things, like you don't need to eat a full laden cup of sakara pongal with ghee and all on any other day. On pongal it's mandatory to eat, I'm not telling about that, but on any other day, when you want to indulge in maybe a gajar ka halwa cup full of mava and kishmish and all that thing, instead of that you can just use that flavor. Even in milk, your mind will feel so satisfied about that also. So I just love these gold foils. That's why I always gold from then I have colors in several colors, but I always go in for this gold coloring and gold glazing only. So in this also we'll add an additional sheen to your presentation. And then maybe you can just top it with some more of any dry fruits of your choice, And then as much as heat is important for baking, chillness and cold temperatures are extremely important. The moment you frost a cake and you finish the creaming part of it, make sure you freeze it at least for 30 minutes. People say, but 30 minutes don't go by that. I feel a good 2 hours is very essential for your cake to safely go to your next point. So this is about it. And if you want, I'll cut across it and show, or you just let me know. Shall we cut it?
Yes, ma'am, please. So we can see how it looks like.
Yeah. ஒரு பிளேட் ஒன்று இருக்கா பார்த்துருங்க. Just cleared this also. No? Sorry. So this has to be frozen. I'm just cutting it without freezing it. Okay, it looks pretty good, no? Maybe one more, there's a brittle part of it that it is. I'll just try another slice. இது கொஞ்சம் பத்திரமா எடுங்க. I just my hand. Wait. Okay. See? Looks good, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So these kind of brittle cakes, you have to freeze it for some more time so that your cuts are really clean. So that's the challenge about it. While it's so nutritious and all that thing, it's so nutritious, we need to plate it in such a way that it looks really good while we plate it. And then maybe we can just add, for the people who love chocolate, we can just add some more blobs here. If there are
Looking so beautiful, ma'am.
thank you.
With this, we'll have a photo, ma'am.
Yeah.
We'll have a photo session, ma'am. I request
Sure,
all
sure. Yeah.
to switch on their cameras.
It's really appetizing, ma'am.
Thank you. I'll just wash my hand and come 2 minutes. Okay. Clear this off. How do we do it?
Ma'am, we'll take the screenshots.
Okay. And if you all want to see, this one is also ready. And it's just come from the oven, just fresh. Other than we know the flip panni kaamikku. Abhi maati kudthunga. Just flip it and show. Okay. How do we take the screenshot now?
Yes, ma'am. We'll all look into cameras.
Okay.
As we speak, they take pictures usually, ma'am.
Do you want me to hold something?
Yeah, ma'am. Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe the chocolates will hold, no? Okay, other. And then under the, just put your, just a hand alone, you can just, other. And the product mattu vara mari mattu kaanchiru. Inge mela, yeah. Okay, this will do.
Yes, ma'am.
That also. I really wish we could all share this and eat.
Yes, ma'am. We are also missing that, ma'am.
I know.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you all. The photo has
Okay. Thank you.
We'll move on to the next thing.
Okay,
The best
yeah.
and beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. That must be felt by heart. Thanking is one such prayer among them. I now request Mrs. J. Kezia Ma'am, Association Vice President of Clinical Nutrition and Dietetics Department, to propose the vote of thanks.
Gratitude is the fairest blossom which springs from the soul. On behalf of the Clinical Nutrition and Dietetics Department, STNB Vaishnav College for Women, it is a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this great occasion. First of all, let me start by giving glory to the Almighty God for making this program a great success. I thank the management of STNB Vaishnav College for Women for this great opportunity. I thank Dr. R. Geeta, Principal, and Dr. Sita Lakshmi, Vice Principal, STNB Vaishnav College for Women, for always supporting and encouraging us. I thank the Institution Innovation Council of STNB Vaishnav College for Women for the collaboration with us. A special heartfelt thanks to our chief guest, Mrs. Krithika Radhakrishnan, CEO of RK Cravings and Richam Bakes, and a great culinary expert. We are grateful to you, ma'am. Thank you so much for being here amidst your busy schedule. We all enjoyed the nutritious Pongal special recipe, jaggery-based chocolate and cake using traditional ingredients. It was innovative and interesting. I'm sure all are motivated and inspired to try this at home. Thank you once again, ma'am. I express my gratitude to the Dean of New Ages Science and Technology, Dr. Renu Agarwal, and Mrs. Uma Mageshwari, Head of the Department, Clinical Nutrition and Dietetics, for constant support and guiding us in a successful way. I also express my sincere thanks to my dear colleagues who constantly stand by us and guide us and lead us. I thank all the faculty members and invited guests for their valuable presence. I thank Yamini D.K. and S. Deepashri from BCom Honors, third year STNB Vaishnav College, to share the recipe of delicious cotton candy cupcake. And Kamaleshwari from CND third year for sharing ragi veg soup, a nutritious recipe with us. Thank you, girls. I thank our institution technical team for their support in smooth conduct of this event. Last but not the least, I would like to thank our audience for joining us and supporting and staying active and patient throughout the session. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. That concludes a remarkable and memorable day. I promise you that this may be the end of the session. I request all the participants can leave the meet right now. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Krithika ma'am, for a wonderful session. So this has also given us an idea, that is, we can request our management to set up a small baking studio for our students to give a hands-on. Though we have both UG and PG Department of Home Science and concerned lab, but I think we can have a separate unit and take your expert advice also as to how we can give the basic training to all our students to do the wonderful things which you have done also. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Dr. Geeta, for this lovely opportunity, and all the students, and of course your technical team also, who have just done, and all the staff and students. I'm really very nice that in spite of all these Corona and Omicron days, that we have this spark of light in all our days. So it's really lovely, and I was really looking eagerly forward to this thing, and it was a really lovely time that I really got to spend with you all. So nice, and thank you for indulging. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. And thanks to Mrs. Uma Maheshri also for having incessantly contacted me, and it was very nice that, I mean, of course, I wasn't also really able to figure how we will be able to do it, and online was definitely a way out, but it was really a nice thing that we all got together.